We are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube together. Harmony. Oh, you can't see my shirt. There we go. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday! That means you probably haven't seen Solo. You can thank the box office. No, Solo's great. Go see Solo. See Solo, don't care. But it's Wednesday, which means new comic books came out today. And I get to review them for you. 2 milestone books came out today. 2 really big ones. And it's very important. So I'm going to start with the biggest book, probably. Actually, yes, I am going to start with the biggest book. Literally, the biggest book. This is Amazing Spider-Man, issue 800. Yes, they have hit 800 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, or 800.5 when you count Amazing Fantasy 15. But this is the 800th issue of Spider-Man, written by Dan Slott. This is 80 pages. It took 45 minutes to read. What? This is one hell of an event for Spider-Man. This is a milestone issue. Really good story. It's amazing. Basically, the Red Goblin, which is Green Goblin, and Carnage have basically merged. So it's the Red Goblin versus Spider-Man. Awesome. Pick this book up. Amazing Spider-Man. Number 800. But this is definitely a book that everyone should pick up. It is the monumental anniversary issue. Who's gonna live? Who's gonna die? Who will make it out alive and who won't? Check it out. Amazing Spider-Man 800. But the other biggest book this week is huge. And this is big. Because this is basically Brian Michael Bendis's baby. The Man of Steel. Brian Michael Bendis has, he had a tale in Action Comics 1000. This is his first major story. 6-issue miniseries. This is amazing. Absolutely incredible. Issue number 1. A new era begins for Superman as a threat from his earliest origins reemerges to destroy the last son of Krypton. But as Superman struggles to come to grips with what has happened to his wife and son, he must also face a new threat that's determined to bring down Metropolis. But this is Brian Michael Bendis at his best, and he's just getting started. It's really exciting to see where this goes. He has a 6-issue miniseries, Man of Steel. And he'll be on Superman and Action Comics in July. But the Man of Steel, issue number 1, 6-issue miniseries, Brian Michael Bendis finally coming to DC after 18 years of Marvel, I believe. Check it out. Bill! What? It's Bill's in the house! Now, moving on to, speaking of DC, we're going to show you the Doomsday Clock. The Doomsday Clock. This is issue number 5 of 12. This is the Watchmen sequel, of course. Doomsday Clock is the Watchmen, which brings the Watchmen into the DC universe. They are also doing a Watchmen TV show. It's going to be on HBO, and it will be a sequel to the original Watchmen story as well. It will be a unique story, and it won't be it will not be an adaptation of the graphic novel. So it's going to be a sequel set in the universe. But Doomsday Clock, issue number 5. John Ferretti in the house. What's up, drummer John? Woo! But check out Doomsday Clock number 5. Moving on to Rick and Morty. Ooh, let's go right to Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. Where'd it go? There we go. Number 38. Summer is still being held captive by the Draculas, who are actually sort of smitten with her. And our Halloween heroes are storming the castle literally. It's a drag out, fang out, stake out, blood soaked rescue story. So many Draculas. Rick and Morty 38. Moving on to The Realm, issue 6. This is basically Walking Dead, but with goblins instead of zombies. Issue number 6 came out. First story arc is amazing. So I suggest anybody that has any interest in a new type of Walking Dead to pick up The Realm. A lot of fun. Now, moving on to, here we go. Back to DC. Green Lanterns Annual number 1. Green Lantern, which is Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz, every 1,000 years a ceremony is held on a long forgotten world to celebrate the life of an ancient Green Lantern hero. Simon and Jessica are chosen to represent Earth at this event, but they quickly learn that not all is as it seems. A secret has been buried on this planet, and it's up to our heroes to find it and put the mystery to rest once and for all. Green Lanterns Annual number 1. Now we've got Batman is getting married, so we have to have things built up to it. So this is basically a one-shot Batman prelude to the wedding. This is Robin versus Ra's al Ghul. Yes, Robin versus Ra's al Ghul. Ra's returns to have a heart-to-heart with his grandson, Damian. Once upon a time, Raj thought that Bruce Wayne would be the heir apparent to his criminal empire. But now that Batman has turned his back on Talia for good, Raj wants to know if Damian Wayne will honor his mother by stepping into the family business at last. This is Batman Prelude to the Wedding with Robin and Ra's al Ghul. This is a one shot, so I would check it out because it is building to the wedding, which is going to be a great episode. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. The wedding of Batman. Moving on to this week's Star Wars comic. We've got only one this week, but look at that. Star Wars Lando, Double or Nothing. Straight from the frames of the highly anticipated film Solo, a Star Wars story, swaggers a younger and somehow even cockier Lando Calrissian. Before his days in the rebellion, before he ran Cloud City, even before he lost the Millennium Falcon, comes this tale of Lando's adventures and misadventures in search of love and money, leading right up to his appearance in Solo. So this is a little mini-series about Lando right before Solo. And if you've seen Solo, you know that Donald Glover was amazing. So check out Lando, a little mini-series. First issue came out today. Lando, Double or Nothing. Now, only one Deadpool book came out today. And it is You Are Deadpool number 5. This finishes the run. You've led Deadpool this far. You lead the Merc with the Mouth story to its conclusion. But be sure to avoid all the bad endings you could fall into or suffer the consequences. Yes, this is a choose your own adventure Deadpool book. So you get to pick out what he does. You get to keep your own score. You get to do what you want to do with Deadpool. But it's a 5-issue miniseries, like I think one of the first of its kind, definitely for the first for Deadpool. But you are Deadpool. Literally, you are Deadpool. issue number 5. So if you've been waiting to read the whole thing to go through, you can read now. Just make sure that you can find the other 4 issues if you haven't had it before. But choose your own adventure. You are Deadpool. Now, DC had a major crossover this week. They don't normally do these huge crossovers with their other promotional titles recently too often, but as in the vein of last year, remember, last year they had a crossover with Looney Tunes. So Marvin the Martian with Martian Manhunter. There was a Legion of Superheroes with Bugs Bunny. There was Wonder Woman with the Tasmanian Devil. There was Lobo with the Roadrunner. There was Jonah Hex with Yosemite Sam. And there was the best. There was Batman with Elmer Fudd. See, these sold really well. So DC wanted to do some more. But these are Hanna-Barbera. So we've got The Flash with Speed Buggy. We've got Super Sons with Dynomutt and the Blue Falcon. We've got Black Lightning with Hong Kong Phooey. And we have Aquaman with Jabberjaw. So these fun little DC crossovers, they're very enjoyable. I highly recommend that you check them out. They're good. They're all one-shots, so you can just pick them up single issue. Now, Marvel had their reprints this week. The True Believers. Only 2. Wolverine, Volume 3, number 50. Well, this came out March 2007. And Exiles, Volume 1. This came out August 2001. So, the only 2 True Believers for this week. Other than that, previews came out, so you can see what's coming out in the next few weeks. Hi, John. I know I'm writing down what I want. Some good stuff in here to see what's coming out. So if you want to know what's coming out, get a head start on what your comic store is ordering, go ask your local comic store for previews, and they can give them to you. Other than that, those are the books for this week. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. There was only like 15 books this week. So, may the force be with everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back next week. May the force be with you. Go see Solo. It's worth it. For some people.